The clock has just started, but almost right away we see the backbreakers complete this two-way spiral technique that looks like a snake. I've mentioned before that circles are difficult shapes to work with, and a two-way spiral is honestly no joke. The easiest way to tackle it is to start in the very center and make sure you build both directions at the same time. You'll also want to make sure your space between each line stays consistent, otherwise it won't look like a circle. Now, you might be thinking, Alex, why did you just single out that one team in your intro? Well, there were only 3 teams in this episode, and this video wouldn't be long enough if I only covered 3 techniques. So you're getting 2 techniques per team for both of the quarterfinals episodes, and now we have a lot to get through. So let's get into everything else we saw in this week's episode of Domino Masters. So returning to the backbreakers build, another cool thing we saw from them was this heart-shaped wall. The concept is very simple, as the pattern of the dominoes is exactly the same as a classic wall, just with all the dominoes placed vertically instead of horizontally. And it falls very, very fast, much faster than a regular wall, and probably even a little faster than a speed wall. As straightforward as this wall design is, I never see it get much use around the community, so since the backbreakers are already very good at trick variety, it was cool to see it in the build. And now let's move on to the mechanical mavericks, and I'll start with this technique that they do in the front of their platform here, with 4 domino cubes strung together. There's no official name yet for a string of domino structures, so I will give it the most straightforward name possible and call it the structure chain. The way that the Mavericks have built it is the well-established and reliable method of pulling out one domino from the 4th layer from the top of the cube to topple each cube in sequence. An alternate and newer method I've been doing recently is pulling a weight across the top of each structure to topple it. I don't actually know which of these 2 methods is more reliable, but I do really love building structure chains, and you may see more of these from me in the future. Right after the structure chain, the mechanical mavericks have this balloon trick, where the rising balloons pull a string and release a marble. Balloons are kind of a wild card machine material for me, since they have enough appeal to be the main object of a trick, but also enough functionality to be a support object. They've even been around for a long time. I have Bob Specka's book where he talks about popping a balloon as the finale of a domino chain, but that's just popping a balloon, nothing more. The mechanical mavericks upgraded on this nicely, but I've also seen people hold marbles and other balls inside balloons that get released when it gets popped, and I also made a trick a while ago where you put a balloon in a clothespin and let it go. The 3rd team of this video is, of course, Brains and Brawn, and we'll first talk about the zigzag board, which we can see towards the back of their platform. Zigzag boards are often used as slow transitions and not really as standalone tricks, and a lot of builders use them as substitutes for backup lines if they don't want to take up as much room. You can build them with whatever material you want on a slanted board, like tracks or blocks, and maybe make sure to include some kind of barrier at the end of each drop so the ball doesn't roll off the end. Zigzag boards are often used in marble tracks too, where they're often called slaloms. Brains and Brawn also utilized pop-up levers to reveal a picture of a monkey. A pop-up lever is basically just anything that flips up to reveal a picture or text, and there are multiple ways to build it. The most common way that you'll see is with a weight on one end, so it raises the image that gets revealed. Brains and Brawn have built theirs in a sort of seesaw way that makes it tip from one way to another, so it actually covers up the first image as the second one is revealed. It's one of the most classic ways to reveal text in a build, but it still manages to be my personal favorite. So no matter how you get it done, you basically just have to achieve rotation to reveal text. Domino Masters is a show that airs every Wednesday at 9/8 Central on Fox, but all the episodes so far can be streamed right now on Fox Now and Hulu. And you can still see my work and my name in every single episode because I was a producer and consultant for this show. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying that for every video. This could be the first one you're seeing, I don't know. With this being the quarterfinals, the teams have stepped it up once more, and in my opinion, every team that made it to the 3rd round had managed to turn themselves into a championship contender by that point. It's getting more fun to watch everyone build, but it was always sad to see teams go. It's crazy how reinvested I'm getting in this show, especially after living through all of it already. But I hope this episode is an indication of how good these builds will be by the end of the season. So thank you as always for watching, and with that, I will see you with more Domino Masters analysis next week.